No coalition lasts forever. As the nation changed, so did the party, and the very strengths that once united it began to fall apart. That transformation came at a cost. The party that once held together urban immigrants and Southern segregationists could no longer straddle that divide, and the cultural upheavals of the 1960s and 70s only widened the cracks. The South began to turn. The Republican Party saw opportunity and executed the Southern strategy, which is a deliberate appeal to white resentment over civil rights gains, which we are seeing now. You wouldn't call it the Southern strategy, but you would call it the Republican strategy. They're appealing to white resentment over the presence of immigrants, over the presence of certain people who don't look like them having social welfare, having access to social welfare, such as public housing, Medicaid, cash benefits, food stamps. Like, how many times do we have to listen to people complain about those who receive public aid? It's nauseating. But this is what Republicans are appealing to further divide the nation. A deliberate appeal to white resentment over certain gains. And during the 70s, Richard Nixon tapped into the silent majority. And then Ronald Reagan added a charismatic sheen. He was an actor. He added a charismatic sheen, turning government skepticism into a moral cause. Meanwhile, America's industrial heartland was hollowing out. The factories were shuttering. This is when, during Reagan's administration, is when the factories started to close down and move overseas. And then it was ramped up under Clinton. But globalization hit hard. It hit the United States hard. And unions, which were once the Democratic Party's backbone, saw memberships fall. Working class voters, particularly white ones, felt left behind, as they do today. They still feel left behind, which is remarkable to me, but they have always been made to feel that way, like they are being left behind. They are not being left behind, but they are being made to feel that way. It's deliberate. But in this case, their jobs were vanishing. But it wasn't just their jobs that were vanishing. Black jobs were vanishing too. But because their jobs were vanishing, because the factories were closing, because they were all mostly working in factories, their faith in the institutions they had trusted was also waning. And the Democratic Party was one of those institutions they had faithfully supported. The Democratic Party was becoming increasingly associated with college-educated professionals, environmental regulation, and cultural liberalism. And this is how people view it today. This is how people view the Democratic Party today. No longer the party of the working class, but the party of these elite college-educated professionals, the party of climate change, the party of cultural liberalism, where people of different backgrounds, gay people, transgender people, blacks, Latinos, Muslims, Jewish people, all of these people are mixing and enjoying social and economic success, and they're being propped up, and they're being guaranteed rights, and they're being guaranteed protections under the law. This is what the Democratic Party is associated with, multiculturalism, whereas the Republican Party is associated with assimilationism. You assimilate under the Republican Party, you become one, and that one is a very toned down version of whiteness.